Welcome back. Let's take a look at another exercise in which we look at payroll liabilities. This is a relatively straightforward exercise in which all calculations are done. We just need to do the journal entries. So we are told that during January, luxury cruise lines incurs employee salaries of $3 million. Withholdings in January are $229,500 for the employee portion of FICA. So remember, the employer has to pay the same amount. Another $667,500 is withheld for employee federal and state taxes. The company also incurs an additional $186,000 in unemployment taxes. Remember, this is paid only by the employer. $90,000 is paid for health insurance. This is the employer portion. This is a fringe benefit that we are paying. The employee doesn't pay for it, only the employer pays for it. So 3 different journal entries are going to be done. We'll start with the first one, which is to record the employee salary expense. So the employee salary is $3 million. That number was given to us. Actually, all numbers are given to us, but salaries expense is $3 million. We are withholding on their behalf, federal and state. The amount we're withholding taxes for them is $667,500. We also withhold FICA taxes, that's the Social Security and Medicare taxes, and that number is given to us as $229,500. So finally, we'll write out the check to the employees. The amount they are getting paid is $2,103,000, and that's the balancing figure in the journal entry. So from the $3 million, we withhold federal and state taxes for them, and we withhold their portion of the FICA, which is the Social Security and Medicare tax. Next, let's move to the fringe benefits that we are offering. This is also in my book, salaries expense. And this money I have to pay to the insurance company, health insurance payable. So this is going to the Blue Cross Blue Shield, whoever we have signed. Yes, it is Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So we have to send the money to them. And that amount is the $90,000. This the employee doesn't pay in this case. We are the only ones paying it. If the employee was also paying, we would have had health insurance payable over here as well. We would withhold. But in this case, it's just us. Finally, let's look at the payroll tax. Payroll tax has 2 parts, the FICA and the unemployment. So let's start with the FICA payable. That number is the same as we had over here. So there is no difference in that amount. Both of us, employer and employee, pay the same number. The unemployment tax, the federal and the state unemployment tax, they've told us the amount is $186,000. This is 6.2% of that $3 million. But they've given us that number. We didn't need to do a calculation. So the total payroll tax is going to be a combined amount, these 2 numbers put together, $415,500. So for the employer, $3 million is the salaries. Another $3 million is the fringe benefit, which we'll also call salaries expense because that's an expense for us. And then payroll tax expenses on that $3 million, we have to pay taxes, the FICA tax, and the unemployment tax. So for us, the employer, all of these numbers put together, these 3 numbers put together, this is my total cash outflow for the month of January. So this finishes my payroll tax liability exercises.